Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, also sorry if you can hear the road that's behind me, but there's nowhere else to really do it. So here we are. Let me see. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay. Well, I think we're already recording, so we're good to go. Okay, well, do you want to start with introducing yourself?
Sure. What do you want me to say? Just like where I play currently?
Yeah, whatever you want, really. I mean, so, okay, I guess I'll give you like a little background first. So it's like the human first or whatever. It's kind of like your journey, and like what you're doing now, if you had any like struggles or, you know, not that you like have to talk about your struggles, but if you want to, and kind of just like being a human first rather than like Taylor Girard, like the professional hockey player. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So it's kind of up to you where you want to go, where you want to start.
I mean, I guess my only introduction would really be like, I'm Taylor Girard. I'm a current professional ice hockey player.
Yeah. No, that's literally mine too. Anybody ever ask me what I'm doing, I'm like, yeah, I play soccer. Like that's, you know, whatever. But yeah, cool. So, okay. So we obviously went to Lindenwood together, but where are you from again?
I'm from Michigan.
Okay. And then what made you choose Lindenwood?
It was like, honestly, it just felt like so similar to like my hometown that I just like felt so comfortable there. I mean, I did end up transferring after 3 years.
Okay.
Like Quinnipiac, which is in Connecticut. Went here for 2 years, but yeah, Lindenwood
That's
was
like
what?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying like Lindenwood was just like the reason why I was just like, it just felt so nice. Like it felt like familiar to me. So I just felt comfortable there.
Nice. And Quinnipiac, that's like a huge hockey school, right? Like, because I feel like I've heard of that in a hockey sense before.
Yeah, so it's like huge hockey-wise, just because there's no football, there's nothing like hockey and basketball is like the sport.
Okay.
So it was just, yeah, it's really focused on there, which is nice.
Yeah. So what made you transfer there?
There was a lot of stuff going on at Lindenwood, like with the team. I got injured, so I like my junior year got hurt, had to like sit out that whole year. And then our coach got fired, and then just kind of like I didn't want to stay where there was like an unknown coach, and I just kind of wanted something different. So then I put my name in the portal.
Nice. Yeah, I literally did the same thing. But it was after my sophomore year. So pretty much literally the exact same thing.
It's stressful.
It is. Yeah, it was wild. I didn't have to do like the whole portal thing, which I'm really grateful for because it sounds really stressful. But I just went to a different school that had wanted me prior to like committing to Lindenwood, which was super nice and easy. And it was literally 30 minutes away from Lindenwood. And that's where I'm from. So it was
that's nice.
Super convenient. But yeah, man, you had to go from your hometown to St. Charles and then to Connecticut.
Yeah. A lot of moves.
So what made you choose there?
Quinnipiac, just like honestly the hockey. I mean, like we said, it's like big for hockey. I felt like I could improve my game a lot more there. So, like, that was the biggest draw for me, was like I just wanted to get better.
Yeah. Did you know anybody that went there already, or you just went in kind of blind?
Yeah, I went in blind, which was like really scary, really out of my comfort zone. Like, but I think it has helped me, like transferring seriously, like helped me grow so much. Like just socially. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, that's a whole different world. So then you played there for 2 years or just one?
Yeah, 2 years. And then COVID hit, so I kind of really only got like a season and a half. And then I was hurt. So I really honestly only played like one season there, because as soon as I came here, I got hurt again.
Really?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
My shoulder. So at Lindenwood, like after my sophomore year, I got shoulder surgery, and so had to sit out that whole season. Transferred, came here, and then like re-hurt. Like I got a second surgery, came back, re-tore my shoulder.
Oof.
I want to get a third one, so I had to like sit out for half the year and then just rehab and stuff and came back. But
Man, that's brutal.
yeah, not
So,
fun.
yeah, really. When you were either at your new school or at Lindenwood, like, did you ever picture yourself going pro? Like, was that always the goal, or?
I mean, women's hockey, like there never was, when I was like at Lindenwood, there wasn't this league. Like this league was not the same. So, I mean, like when I first got to Lindenwood, like the Olympics for girls is like really the only thing that you could have like looked forward to or worked towards.
Right.
So now that there's like actually starting to become like a sustainable women's professional hockey league, I think it's something that a lot of like younger generations can actually strive for now, which is
Yeah.
so no, I never thought I would be sitting in this position being able to say I'm a professional hockey player. Like it's so cool.
Yeah, that is so cool. And yeah, I remember when that whole league was coming about because I don't know, I feel like there's a bunch of people, like there's some people that played at Lindenwood that are in that league too, right? Like Nicole.
Yeah, so
And
women's hockey is like so weird right now. So there's two leagues. So like the league that like I'm in, you can, as of right now, like you can get paid and all that. Like Nicole Hensley is in the PWHPA, which is like the other league, and like as of right now, they don't get paid. It's just kind of like they're just like promoting women's hockey. It's like
interesting. Okay.
it's like it's crazy. A lot going on.
Wow. Okay. So like out of nowhere, just two leagues.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
weird. Hopefully one day we can like combine together, but there's
Yeah.
different opinions, different things that some of the girls want. So it's just kind of like it's not all connecting yet. But
Yeah. Professional sports are wild, man. Like just the behind the scenes stuff, like you never even think about it. Do
Wow.
people like do female hockey players like do they ever go overseas to play, or is it still kind of like not a thing either?
No, yeah, you can definitely go overseas. Like Sweden has like is like the league to go to kind of like overseas. You're not really making any money. It's really just to travel and
Yeah, just to say that you did it kind of thing.
yeah. But
Yeah.
there's quite a few leagues, quite a few teams over there. So there's definitely opportunity overseas. But it's nice
Cool.
that there's opportunity in the United States and Canada.
For sure. Yeah, that makes it a lot easier to kind of get started. So you were there the first league or the first year that the league started then?
No, I was there. So last year was my first year. What year? I don't know what year the league. So it was year 7 of the league was last year, but it like
Oh, wow. Okay.
just like, really became something bigger within the last like the year right before me, I would say.
Okay. Okay.
And this year is when it like really like got money to where people don't have to have a second job. And then next year is
Right.
even better to where there could be probably 80% of the team doesn't have to have another job or something. So
Wow. Yeah.
it's really picking up.
That's so cool. That's awesome. But do you okay, so like what is your like day to day? Like what does that look like?
Yeah, so I mean, as of right now, like I work as a personal trainer, so I mean, I can go through like a Tuesday because we normally practice like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So Tuesday, I normally work at like 6 a.m. So I have to be there at 5:30. Get off at like around noon, a little afternoon. Eat some lunch because I work at the gym. So like eat some lunch, get like my lift in, probably like an hour. Come home, do whatever I need to do, and then I have like a long break. Practice is at 9 o'clock. You have to be there at like 8 o'clock. So leave like 7:30, practice for like an hour and a half, maybe a little more, get home at like 11:30 after you shower and everything, and then wind down.
Yeah.
Right back up at my alarm's 4:50 in the morning. So it's
Oh
kind
my
of,
God. Wow. Yeah,
yeah.
our practices are late at night too, and I have yet to get used to it. It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Wow, that's insane. Okay. So you guys only practice 3 days a week, or how does that?
Yeah, so right now, not everybody lives in like this area that I'm in. So right now there's
Okay.
on a team there's like 22 girls. So right now there's probably like 13, 14 of us like in this area. So 13, 14 of us have to go on Wednesday, but everyone else is only like Tuesday, Thursday. So like Wednesday is like optional for the girls that are like here, like right by.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then other people like they work like their 9 to 5 jobs, so like they can't make them
Right.
because Wednesday's like midday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so weird. It's like I feel like that's how it is here too. We practice at night because some people have jobs and stuff that they have to do. But it's like a whole 180 from college or anything prior. Do you feel like that too?
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah. And like, do you guys lift as a team, or you just do it on your own? Like, you literally just go to practice and games.
Yeah, so just go to
Yeah.
practice, and like obviously you're expected to do workouts.
Do what you need to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, it's so weird. Like, me and the other American girl, like, we'll go to the gym and stuff, and the other girls on the team are like, why do you do that? Like, why do you work so hard? And it's like, what? It's so interesting. Yeah, it's like, what do you okay. But it's just like a whole different culture. But yeah, it's wild. We don't have like team lifts. We don't have like, I had to beg to get a gym membership type of thing. Yeah, it's different, but
Oh my God.
it's a learning curve, I guess.
Yeah.
So do you have to find your own apartments and stuff, or do they like help you do that if you're moving there for that reason?
Yeah. So last year was my first year. We were more like on our own, like kind of finding your own spot. This year we had like oh my God, what are they called? Like that'll help you find a house. What are those? An agent? Whatever. Why can I not think?
Like a real estate person, or what do you mean?
Oh my God. I cannot. That. Okay. Anyway, so we had that this year, and so she kind of helped us like kind of all get into like a spot all near each other, which is really nice.
Okay.
Like, I live right on the ocean, so it's like,
oh dude, that's so nice.
Yeah, like my bedroom view is just like the ocean. It's so nice.
Oh, that's amazing. Do you live with teammates, or is it just you?
Yeah, I live with teammates, like 3 other girls. Like we're in a
Okay.
house, so pretty much everybody has like a house over here. Like
Oh, okay, cool.
it's like a beach town, so a lot of the people rent out their house during the winter months, which is nice.
Huh, that's so cool. Does your team help out with that in any way, or is it on, it's kind of like on you guys? Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah. Added stress.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, yeah, for sure. It's like 50-50 where I am. Because most of the girls, like, they live at home with their parents.
Yeah.
And there's only like 3 of us that are from somewhere else besides Athens.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I guess there's one girl that's from Serbia, but she lives here and works here, so she's on her own anyways. But yeah, everybody else lives at home, so they, have their own food and housing and whatever else. But which makes it easier on the team, I guess. But yeah. It's weird. But nice. Well, was there any, I don't know, was like there any point in your career that probably the 2 surgeries for sure, but like coming back from those and like your mindset and that aspect? Like, how was that?
Like, sitting out for an entire year. So like at Lindenwood had to sit out for the whole season, which is tough. Like our seasons are very long. So just like kind of when you're sitting out, like you're not as involved in everything. Like you're not there in the locker room before a game. So like you're missing out on like all these things. You're missing out on these little stories. So it like you're back with the team and they're like telling all these stories and you're like, dang, like
wish I missed it. Yeah.
It just kind of sucks. You have a little bit of FOMO, and then trying to like battle back from an injury is really, really tough. Like just mentally, like some days are good days, some days are bad days. Like it's just, you have to push through that. And like, that was something that was really, really tough for me. And like having to get I battled back, like did all these did the surgery, did all the rehab, everything. So it was like total of 9 months, 8 months. I come back, I play 3-4 games, and then I re-tear it. So now I have to go through the whole thing again. So it's like, in that moment, I was like, oh my God, like, why am I doing this? So it's just like battling through that point of like all of that, like in your head, but like you also have no one to kind of like talk to about it because no one else is going through it. So it's like, it's such a mind battle. Like, oh my God, horrible.
For sure. Well, and I mean, coming back from an injury, because I was out for a whole year, I had compartment syndrome and had surgery on both calves and everything. And it's like trusting yourself again, but also like knowing that your coaches and your teammates trust you.
Yeah.
And like coming back and getting hurt right away, it's like, oh my God, like they don't trust me. Like I don't trust myself. Like, how do you build that back up? Like, how did you do that for yourself?
Yeah, so then it's like you start to play nervous, right? Like,
yeah,
you're nervous to get hurt again. You're nervous to mess up. You're nervous to do all these things. I mean, it's tough. Like, you literally just have to, like, flip a switch in your brain where it's like, this is, like, I'm going to be okay. This is going to be okay. And
yeah.
I don't know. For me, I guess it's kind of like, if you get hurt right now, you get hurt. Like, just play how you play. And, like,
for sure.
Yeah, but that's tough too. Like, coming back and like battling through that again, like battling through, oh my God, like what if I get hurt again? What if this happens?
Yeah. So, when I was always told to when I was younger, like if you play scared, like that's when you're going to get hurt. And it's like, okay, well now I'm like trying not to play scared, but I'm scared of like not playing scared. And then like, you're like, oh my God, all these things.
Yeah, you're just in a spiral.
Yeah, God. And yeah, it's kind of like disconnecting from yourself in a way, which is weird. Yeah, and just like taking it back to the basics, which is so hard sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially when you're older.
And then when got the second surgery, went through everything, and then everything falls apart. Like, I'm ready to come back. Everything falls apart at Lindenwood. Coach gets fired. Like, things are just like going crazy. So then I'm like, okay, I'm going to leave. Goes to a new team, gets hurt again. And then I'm like out of everything. Like, new people, but now I can't bond with them in the way I want to bond. So then that messes with your head even more. Then it's
and your play. Yeah. Man, that's wild. Well, it's cool though, because I feel like, I don't know, do you feel like, I don't know even how to word it, but like the fact that you were hurt for a year and then you were still able to transfer, because I feel like that's tough too, because any team would be like, oh, she was hurt for a year, like, you know, that kind of thing. So, I mean, obviously you're good enough because, but more than good enough because you're playing professional right now. But just the fact that you had already gotten yourself to that point that they would still, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely. So like sitting out for a year and like, you're just worried, like, if I put my name on this list, like, is anyone going to reach out to me? Like, am I going to have to go after this? So, I mean, that's nerve-wracking in itself. Like, luckily I had some good options. So it all worked out for me. I had like at Quinnipiac, like there was such good like athletic trainers. So, I mean, they like put me in such a great spot just like rehab wise.
Right.
And yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How did that place compare to Lindenwood? Like in school, social life, campus, whatever?
Yeah, so I mean, like hockey wise, Quinnipiac is just like there's more accessibility to different things. Like trainers, like the weight room, like we had our own weight room. We had our
no, you're good.
Stuff like that. So it's just nice. Like there was more facilities, I guess.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like just different things like that. I loved Lindenwood though. Like I literally had so much fun there. And then like when I came to Quinnipiac, it was like COVID, so like you didn't really get to do anything. I didn't get to like experience the like social part of it as much as like I did at Lindenwood. And like so being at Quinnipiac, I was always like, dang, like I miss how much fun we had there and like how close like everybody was.
Yeah, and all the sports are like, I don't know, I feel like I always describe it in like if you didn't play a sport at Lindenwood, it was like weird. And yeah. And then the school that I went to after, it was like if you did play a sport, it was weird. It was more like it was super weird. It was like theater and like science type of stuff. And I was like, and I didn't have the experience of like living on campus with everyone because I commuted to that school. So I didn't like know anyone except for my team, and the classes were so small. So I only knew like the 12 people that had my major, which is insane.
Yeah.
And then my teammates, and that was it. And they're like, oh, we're going over here. Like, we're going out to eat with like our friends from like freshman year dorm or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
I'll stay here. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, I'm just going to go home, I guess. I don't know. It was super different.
Yeah. That's crazy. Like when you like sit and compare, oh my God. That's nice.
Yeah. Well, and at Lindenwood, we had like the houses that you could just walk to somebody else's house. Like, that's so cool.
And, like all the athletes were like, everyone was like friends. Like when you walk into the cafeteria, it's like you could sit with any team and like feel
literally.
It's so cool.
It was really cool. Yeah, I do definitely miss that aspect of that place, but yeah, definitely some high times, some low times for sure. Yeah. So, okay, so what are your goals with, I don't know, I guess your team, like playing professionally? Like, what do you want to do with it?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to play for as long as I can, as long as my body is healthy and I'm still having as much fun as I'm having. Like this is my second year, the end of my second year. Last year, like I personally had a really good year, so I was happy with myself. This year, I'm like having a good year, so as long as I can continue going, I can continue making like a livable wage. I would love to just continue playing and being an athlete as my job. Like
for sure.
That was my dream growing up, and like it's crazy that it's a reality right now. And sometimes it's like sometimes you get into like the locker room or something and you're like, oh my God, like I have to do this. But it's like you have to switch like your head. Like when I was 10 years old, like this was my dream. Like, why am I acting?
Yeah.
So, like, that's constantly something. Like, I'm working a job, but then I have to go to practice. I'm doing all these things. I'm so tired, but like, this was my dream. So, like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, and even I find myself doing that too. Of like, oh, I have to do this. But it's like the mindset of I get to do this. Like, this is what I've dreamed about for forever, and I'm actually doing it.
Yeah.
Do you ever get what is it called? Oh no, I can't think of it. Oh, like imposter syndrome. Do you ever feel like that? You're like, this isn't real. Like I don't know. Sometimes I'm like, I like see other people's lives on social media or whatever. Of course, social media is what it is, but like these people are, they're going out for St. Patrick's Day or like they're doing all this stuff. And it's like, oh, I'm here playing. And like, that's my dream and it's awesome. And I love it. But it's like, did I really deserve this? Or like, am I missing out on other things? And like, I don't know. Sometimes people are like, oh, you're living the dream. Like you're living in Greece and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, like you don't see all of it, but I don't know. Sometimes I get in these moods of like, am I really here doing this? Like, do I really deserve this? Like, I don't know. It's weird. It's like it doesn't happen often, but it happens on occasion.
Yeah, for sure. Like those little moments. And then you're just like, stop. Like you have to stop. Yeah. And like think about and just like, this is where I want to be. So then it's like all of a sudden,
for sure,
just like don't matter.
Yeah, and then I like one day I'll see that stuff and I'll be like, oh man, like that looks fun or whatever. And then the next day I'm like, oh, I'm so glad I'm not living that life.
So it's like, yeah, social media, like I'm on Instagram all the time. Like I like it, but it's also like it's so bad like for my head. Like I see all these people married, they're having kids, and then I'm like, oh my God, like should I be doing that? Like
right.
Like, but I mean, they all have these like big girl jobs, and I'm like, oh my God, like
You're like,
You
what am
feel,
I? Yeah.
like, I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and even before I came here, like there was a 2 year gap where I was just playing like semi-pro over the summer and like trying to go pro, but it just like it wasn't the right time, like it wasn't working out and whatever. So like during those times, I would look at people's Instagrams that were like playing overseas that I knew of, and I would be like, oh my God, like I'm so like I want to be there, like that's what I want to be doing, and I like couldn't look at those things. And now I look at people that are back home, literally what I was doing before I came here. And I'm like, oh man, like I can't look at that either now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah. But what did you graduate with? What was your major?
It ended up being like health sciences. Like at Quinnipiac, it was exercise science, and then
Okay.
what it was exercise science, and then at Quinnipiac, I had to change it to health sciences.
Okay.
So bachelor's in that. Can't do
I
anything
gotcha.
with it. Sucks.
So like what would you be doing if you weren't playing hockey right now?
Honestly, like I really want to be like a nurse. I mean, once hockey's over, because I know I'm not going to play hockey forever. That's my plan. Like I'd love to go back to nursing or go to nursing school and do that kind of.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Yeah, that's also another thing of like, I'm not going to be doing this forever, even though you like in your head, you're like, I'm going to do this for the rest of my life. Yeah.
Snap out. Like, you know what? My body can't.
Yeah. That's, oh God. And I feel that way now. Like I'm 24 and I'm like, some days I'm like, I don't know how long my knees can do this.
I feel like I've been battling that every year. Like 24, like, yeah, it's not that old, but I'm like,
it's a lot on your body.
Yeah. And like we have girls on our team who are like 32, and I'm like, how are you doing this?
Even when I was a freshman at Lindenwood, like all the seniors were like, oh my God, my body, like I'm so old, whatever. And as a freshman, I was like, no, you're not. Like you're just saying that. Like you're fine. Yeah. And then when I was a senior, I was like, oh my God, I know what they mean. Like it makes such a difference those couple of years. But yeah, it's crazy. But then also with like women's sports and stuff, you don't have the resources that men do. Mm-hmm. Like we have a physio girl here, but it's not anything like it was in college. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like men have more money. I mean, especially like the guys in the NHL, because that's like the equivalent to what you're doing, right? Like they have so many resources and like so many. Yeah. Like that's how they can play for so long.
Yeah, seriously. Like it's pretty crazy to like when you sit and like actually look at like the differences, like even in any sport, like not just hockey, like any sport, it's crazy to see the differences between just like not even just pay, just like the little things, like
everything. Yeah. And what's wild that I've noticed since living here is like the US is pretty advanced on that kind of thing, which like you don't think that when you're there. But coming here and seeing the differences and like hearing horror stories of course there's horror stories in like the men's side too. Mm-hmm. But man, we're pretty ahead of the game in that aspect, even though it doesn't seem like it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's wild. Wow. Well, I guess I ended my last one like this too, but do you have any advice that you would give like younger female hockey players or even like your younger self?
That's a good question. I guess I would say just like don't like I wish this is what someone told me when I was younger. Don't compare yourself to everybody else. Like someone's path is not your path. Like someone else's path is not the same as like how your path is going to be. And I don't know, like say someone's going to school in 9th grade or commits to a school in 9th grade and you don't have anything and you're in 11th grade, you can still get to that same point. So it's like things like that. Like I wish someone would have told me like, it doesn't matter. Like that does not matter at all. Just like follow your own path and you don't have to be exactly like someone else. So
Yeah, I like that. Even that applies to now, even,
Yeah,
which
seriously.
is crazy.
Yeah, like what we were just talking about. Just like be where your feet are. Like,
Yeah. Dude, I've heard that so many times within the past week. You've said that, somebody, yes, like that exact quote. That's so weird.
yeah, it must be like
That's a
crazy
sign.
Yeah, it's a sign. Just be where your feet are.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Oh, well, I think it's really cool what you're doing, and I think it's really cool that you're following your dreams like that, and that you're literally paving the way for other like female hockey players. Like that's so cool.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, that's cool. Like when you sit back and like you hear that and like think about it, you're like, shoot, like that's true. Like that's what I'm doing. And like, why do I complain? You know?
Right. Well, yeah, and like there's always something to complain about, but there's always something that's good in all of it, you know? But I mean, even I can't remember when it was, over the summer, I think. We went to, like, you know how the US and Canada women's teams went around and they like did all the different games and whatever?
Yeah.
We went to that game, my dad and my brother and I, and it was so cool. And like
Yeah.
the girls were fucking good, dude. Like
Yeah.
like it's wild, and why is it not as popular?
Yeah. I know. I think it's because guys can hit and girls can't, but like
Yeah.
the difference.
But dude, the day that we went, like there was a fight.
Really?
So, yeah.
Like nobody knows about it because no one like really tunes into it. So
Yeah. I mean, same with women's soccer too.
like just no one pays attention to it because it's like, oh, they're girls, they're not as good.
Yeah. Maybe if you watched, you would know. Yeah. Well, are you still number 17?
Yes, I am.
Oh, nice.
Are you? You're not?
No, they go based off of like positions. So like before the game, you'll get your jersey. So I'm normally like a number 8.
Oh my god, that sucks.
Dude. Yeah, the first game I played, they gave me number 17 though, and they didn't say anything. So I was like, "Did you already know that I was there?" Like that couldn't be a coincidence. Like, there's no way.
Sorry.
Oh no, I said the first game that I played here, they gave me number 17, and I was like, "There's no way that this was a coincidence." But they didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But then after that, every game after that, I've been number 8 because that's like the number of my position that I play.
How weird though.
It's annoying. It's annoying. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe someday. Maybe someday again. I literally have a tattoo of number 17, so yeah.
I literally got it like right here. It's just like the word like 17, but like
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, mine's just mine, like my childhood best friend, her sister got a tattoo gun, and one day we were just like hanging out and she's like, I was like, I want one. She's like, what do you want? I was like, I don't know. And then like 10 minutes later, I was like, just give me a 17. So it's like on my ankle.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. I did that at Lindenwood. Like my roommate was on the basketball team and she got a tattoo gun and I just had her like just do like a tattoo. Just one day.
Wait, what? That actually looks really, what does it say?
Resilience. Yeah.
I have a resilience tattoo too.
Oh my god.
What? It's literally on like my Achilles.
That's actually
what? That's
because
crazy.
Of surgery? But did you get it because of surgery? Like going through stuff or no?
What year did I get that? I'm trying to think. No, I actually got it before that. But it was like right after I left Lindenwood, and it was like the shittiest year of my life. Yeah. And I was like finally coming out of it, and that's when I got the tattoo. Yeah, I was visiting my friend. I was visiting. Yeah, do you know Jamie, right? Mm-hmm. She played on the soccer team. She's a year older than us, but she's like my best friend. Okay. She was studying abroad in Italy, and I went to visit her, and we went and got tattoos, and that's what I got.
Oh my god, that's actually hilarious. Like literally after like the worst time, like going through the surgery and stuff, I'm like, I'm getting this tattoo. Like this is what I wanted.
That's awesome. Your friend did that?
Yeah, she was my roommate at the time at Lindenwood.
It looks really good.
Yeah, she's good.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Huh. Nice. I would be scared to do that on someone else.
Yeah. I mean, Because she like lived with us, so she would like she did her own sleeve, like in the
What? Wait, who is this?
her name's Jade.
Jade. I feel like I don't remember that name.
She
She
had
played
like
basketball, you said?
yeah, she had like red hair.
Oh, I think I do know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so she just did. She was doing her own sleeve like in the living room, like she would just do it every day.
What?
And I was just like, well, I mean, if you get bored and you want to give me a tattoo,
Yeah.
like, you know.
And hers looked good, right? So you're like, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So I was like,
That's
yeah,
funny.
everyone can see it.
I love that. That's crazy. Yeah, so 2 tattoos that are the same.
Same. That's nuts.
That's awesome. Well, after your season, will you go back to your hometown or will you stay there or what are you going to do?
Yeah, so I'll go back to Michigan for a little bit, a few months, and then I'll come back here, hopefully, if I resign. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an agent or do you kind of do it yourself?
yeah, so I actually just got an agent. He's from
Oh,
Missouri.
you didn't have one before?
No, so like last year I kind of did my own negotiations and stuff. But
Wow.
this year will be different this next year.
You said he's from Missouri too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
How did you find him?
Do you know Phil Maroon, Patrick Maroon? He plays in
Yeah.
the NHL. Okay, so
Yeah.
Phil is my agent.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Dude, that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like well, so Schrader was in
Yeah.
Michigan for like a roller tournament or something. So I went
Okay.
to like hang out with him. This was in the summer and Phil was like playing there. So Schrader just like introduced us and then it
No
worked out.
way.
Yeah.
Fellow number 17 coming in clutch.
Always.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Nice. I feel like I had another question to ask you, but I don't remember what it was. Shoot. I don't remember. I should like write things down, but that's not gonna happen. Oh my god. Oh, this was what I was gonna ask you. So you said you have playoffs this weekend, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Like,
Yeah.
is it just the one weekend, or do you guys like play like best of 7 or best of 5, whatever?
Yeah, so this weekend is semis, and semis is like a best of 3. So
Okay.
win the 2, and we leave tomorrow morning, like 5 a.m. We go to Toronto. So
Oh, wow.
if we win that, then the next weekend is the final, and that's in Arizona.
Oh,
So-
cool. Is that one out of 3 as well, or?
No, that one's just like whoever wins.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so championship is 1 and done, semis is the best of 3. Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, yeah, my friend, she's playing basketball in Norway right now, and she was talking about how they have a men's team for her club too.
Mhm.
And the men's team, they literally have like a March Madness for their like finals. Like it's like best of 5, best of 5, best of 7, right? And hers is like it's like a 3-week process. And hers for the same club, like the same level, but it's just women's. They have their whole end of the year tournament is like April 14th through 16th. Like you play that whole weekend and like that's it. It's like semis. I think what is it? It's like quarterfinals, semifinals, final, done.
Nice, classic.
She's like, cool.
Yeah. Classic women's sports. Just whatever, you guys can just do it now.
Yeah, just get it over with.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, well, hopefully in the near future that'll all change. We'll see.
Yeah, seriously, within the next 5 years, hopefully.
Yeah. And yeah, it's crazy because it happens in every sport, but we have people in every sport that want to change it. So
Yeah, so it's nice, like people like that are like really using like social media to like advocate for it. So
for sure.
Yeah.
And like that's what this is for too. Anything like mental health, like making, I don't know,
It's like a
strides in the women's game, all that kind of thing. So
yeah. I know, that's like that's why it's so cool. Like it's so cool that you're doing this and just
thanks,
awesome.
dude.
Yeah.
It's just the beginning, but it's so fun so far.
Yeah.
So
you should make some
What'd you say?
we should make some merch.
I'm currently in the process. It's so, first of all, I'm indecisive anyways. So it's so hard. And it's so hard.
It was so cool.
Thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also really hard doing it while I'm over here.
Yeah.
Because one, if I want someone to do it here, like it's a whole language barrier and like trying to find someone. But then like doing something back home is also super hard because of like the time difference, like just communicating, like testing out stuff, whatever. So it's in the works, but it might take a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. I get that. If you ever need help, my mom like owns her own, like she does merch, like she does her own like business. If you ever want
Dude,
help.
what? Oh my God. No, I'm literally going to text you about this right after we get off of here because that's
like she can make a website or something. Cause I just think your logo is like so cool. And like, if you can like promote like this like lifestyle and like, you know what I mean? Like being comfortable talking anything. Like,
yeah,
I think,
and making it like a whole, and that's the goal of it too, is like a brand, a lifestyle, a podcast, like all of the things,
as soon as you posted it, I was like, oh my God, like I want a hoodie that says this.
Yeah.
Like, this is cool. Yeah.
Dude, I'll just send you one and we'll go from there.
Yeah, literally. And just make it into like a lifestyle. And like, I think that'd be
yeah.
so yeah.
That's the whole goal. So I appreciate you saying that you can see it that way because that's like what's in my head.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
Cool, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I am literally going to text you right now about your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, I don't know. Do you have anything else? I don't think
No, I mean, I'm good. Like, just thank you for like doing this. Like, I think it's so cool.
No, thank you. I appreciate you. If you ever want to be on again, I have all the free time in the world. So
yeah, you have to wait until 9 p.m. to practice. You got all day, right?
9:30 to 11.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's brutal. But well, good luck this weekend. Let me know how it goes. I'm sure I'll see it on social media, but
yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, well, have a good rest of your day. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, see ya. Bye.
Bye.